Okay, what's up people, 100 Spoke Riders. I'm gonna try to get right to it because it's hot as fish grease out here and it's Arizona in the summer. But today's video is gonna be the first stages of the front end suspension rebuild. First step of this is to get the wheels off and get the Tahoe under the jack stands. I'm not gonna show you that, you should know already how to do that, so it's all good. But today's video is gonna be all about pulling the front brakes. The mission for right now is to pull that brake caliper off and pull the brake rotor off itself, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. Let's get to it. First thing you wanna do, because this is gonna move real freely, it's a little stiff, but you get the idea. In order to get that nut off, you wanna start with that. You don't wanna take it all the way off, but you at least wanna get it loose before you start taking anything else off. So the key to that is to get you a big screwdriver, stick it down here. That way it'll stop it from spinning. That way you can turn that nut off of there. The size of that to get that off is 1 inch and 3/8. 1 inch and 3/8 is the size. All right, so let me twist this and see how it does. That didn't budge at all, not even a little bit. You can use it, you can do it with a breaker bar, but for the sake of this video and the fact that it's hot, I'm just gonna use the impact and try to get it loose. Okay, it's on there, it's pretty loose, but one thing I forgot at the beginning, I should have did, is if you got any WD-40, PB Blaster, or whatever, squirt it on there, it makes life a little bit easier. I got some old school dirt bike chain lube that's real sticky, so I'm gonna use a little bit of that on there just to make matters a little bit easier. All right, I'm gonna turn this a little bit more so I can just work some of that oil in there. Okay, that's almost at the point where it's ready to come all the way off, but I'm not gonna take it all the way off yet because I'm gonna pull the brakes, I'm gonna pull the bolts out of the caliper first. So let me show you that. Now, the next step of this, I'm gonna have to pull this bolt right here. This bolt right here has to come out. That holds the brake line, and that's gonna be a 7/16 inch bolt, 7/16 inch socket or a wrench you're gonna need. I'll try to do it the best I can without having my hand away. Now, I must warn you, when you take this bolt out, there's going to be some brake fluid that drip out of there. I've already done my other side, so most of my fluids dripped out. There might be a little bit to come out, but have something to catch the fluid. Actually, the fluid's dripping on the ground now, so I'm not practicing what I'm preaching. So let me tighten this back up real quick and get something so I can catch this fluid. Pull this all the way off to get the brake line out the way, and the little fluid's going to come out of there. That's the bolt that comes out. I'd advise you to stick your bolt back in the hole it came in. That way you don't lose it. That's just one of the things I do. Some people put it in the magnetic dish, but I just find it easiest to stick it right back where it came from. This is gonna drip a little bit, but that's how you get the brake line off right there. Now the next phase of this is there's gonna be 2 bolts. One at the bottom, this is the bottom one. There's gonna be another one at the top of the brake caliper. And to get these off, you need a 3/8 like hex. I like to use the hex on the ratchet myself. It makes life a little bit easier. You can use a regular hex, but if you get one of these little hex socket things that go on the end of a ratchet, it does make life a lot easier. There go the bolt washer that's really not supposed to come out of there. So that makes me question that brake caliper. But I got the bottom one out, so now it's on to this top one. Okay, there's the top bolt. And when I pulled that bolt out, something just fell out and rolled on the ground. Let me go ahead and grab it real quick. This just fell out and rolled out on the ground. So I gotta take a real long, hard look at this brake caliper to determine whether I want to put it back on or buy a new one or rebuild it or what. But the mission for today is just getting it off. But once you get them 2 bolts out, you can pull it out after that. Then it's easy. You just grab it, wiggle it off, and you pull the whole brake caliper itself off. I don't know what that is, what that was, but okay. There's the old, original, rusty brake caliper. I'm definitely going to clean this up and probably rebuild it. I'll most likely rebuild it. I might rebuild it and check it out, and I might just order a new one. I don't know. I have to see. Remember that big bolt from before that was almost off? Take my screwdriver, stick that back in there, and now I can just go ahead and spin this all the way off. It was almost off anyway. Boom. Now once you get that bolt out, all you gotta do, take all the lug nuts off. Now once you get all the lug nuts out of there, that brake rotor, slide right off of there. Like so. If you plan on reusing this, I wouldn't suggest setting it directly on the ground. I advise you put this nut back on the CV axle shaft just for safekeeping. Now the very last component in the pulling off all the brake to do the front suspension is this dust shield, this brake dust shield right here. Let me show you what you're going to have to do to get that off. Now there's going to be 2 bolts holding that dust shield on. There's 3 bolts total where you can pull this whole thing off, but I don't want to take it off for right now. I just want to remove the dust shield. But the 2 bolts hold that on. One right here, there's another one down in there. Now, what you're going to need is a 15mm socket. This is an impact socket. I suggest you use the impact socket because the 3 bolts that hold this on is not going to be the easiest thing in the world to remove. At first, I tried it with just this. It didn't budge. This is my biggest ratchet I have. Then I put it on this impact gun right here. Still didn't budge. After I sprayed it down with a lot of oil. Then I end up having to go back to this ratchet and slide this extension on. I got a pipe extension here. I slid that on there like so. I stuck it on there like this, and then just kind of used my foot and just stepped down on it, broke it free. Now this is a very dangerous game you're playing because if you break the bolt, you're going to be in for a lot more work. But I believe with the combination of the oil, the bunch of oil I sprayed on it, and getting it loose, breaking it kind of loose with the impact, I finally broke it free. So let me pull these 2 bolts out and show you the last remaining piece of this brake removal job. There's the bolt right there. Just going to bounce that right there for now. There's the bottom bolt. I'm gonna slide this back in right here, bounce this right here for now. This is the brake dust shield. That's what I was trying to get off. Now I'm gonna put these 2 bolts, I'm gonna put these 2 bolts back in. Only because I'm not really ready to pull all this apart right now. That's gonna be another video. Okay, there you have it, people. The complete removal of all the brake stuff that you need to remove when doing the complete suspension rebuild. This is just the first stage of this, the first step. Be on the lookout. There will be a lot more videos to come of this. And I got to tear this all apart. I'm going to show you how step by step. But this is just the first saga of it. Got the brake caliper out. Got the brake rotor. And the brake dust shield. Yeah, the brake dust shield. And these are all the tools I used to do it. All right, people. Be on the lookout. New videos will be posted as soon as possible. Punchbook Riders, signing out.